Beautiful and fascinating is what describes Africa. Although the continent is most known for its expansive landscapes, which offer daring visitors spectacular and varied safari experiences and breathtaking natural encounters, it is also slowly becoming recognized for its significant historical sites. With 145 World Heritage Sites and countless locations to explore, from historic monuments to ancient ruins, a variety of well-known landmarks need your attention. In this video, we will be sharing some of the historical locations that you must include on your next African trip. They will undoubtedly make an impression. Let's begin! Olduvai Gorge, Tanzania. Olduvai Gorge, the oldest of the historical locations on our list, is frequently referred to as the cradle of mankind. Unquestionably, one of the most fascinating and significant archaeological and paleoanthropological sites in the world is Olduvai. Olduvai Gorge is notable for the early hominid fossils found here and contains the earliest proof of the existence of our human ancestors. It was made famous by paleoanthropologist Louis and Mary Leakey, who conducted multiple digs in the middle of the 20th century. The bones in the gorge date from between 2.1 million and 15,000 years ago and contain more than 60 hominid fossils, human ancestors. The longest-running record of human evolution over the past 2 million years is found in Olduvai Gorge. The evolution of stone tools has also left the longest-known archaeological record. The Pyramids, Egypt. Without the pyramids, no list of important African places would be complete. The Giza pyramids outside Cairo are the most well-known in Egypt. Due to their flawless geometry, intriguing shape, and astonishing size, these three unpredictable, overwhelming, and massive triangles of stone have captured people's attention for thousands of years. One of history's greatest mysteries and wonders is the pyramid complex. Scientists are still determining how humanity gathered such enormous boulders and built the pyramids thousands of years ago, even though they are undoubtedly one of the most amazing buildings ever constructed. Great Zimbabwe Ruins, Zimbabwe. One of the continent's undiscovered treasures is Great Zimbabwe, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The enormous granite ruins of an Iron Age metropolis can be seen in Zimbabwe's southeasterly hills. Expansive Great Zimbabwe ruins, dating from the 11th and 14th centuries, are the biggest in sub-Saharan Africa. In its heyday, the destroyed city's enormous walls, towers, and skyscrapers served as a vast empire's political, religious, and economic center, although it is unknown which country. Great Zimbabwe is a mysterious place. The greatest prehistoric building south of the Sahara is still in mystery in many ways, but it's undeniable that the level of expertise and creativity needed to build this mortarless masonry is astounding. The building, which has some 20-foot thick and 36-foot high walls, is filled with the ghosts of a long-gone kingdom. According to estimates, up to 20,000 people may have resided there at one time. Lalibela, Ethiopia. The first time you see the stone churches of Lalibela is an experience you'll never forget. This region is known for its rock-hewn churches from the late 12th and early 13th centuries, and it features winding tunnels, intricate construction, and grand courtyards. The 11 historic churches of Lalibela, situated in north-central Ethiopia, are significant to Ethiopian Christianity. The largest church, Bet Medan Alem, Bet Golgotha, which also houses the grave of Emperor Lalibela, and Bet Mariam stand out among the 11 churches, which is noted for its frescoes, still vivid and beautiful centuries after they were built. These churches are still in use daily, and on the days of the saints, they fill with worshippers who lean on prayer sticks or kneel before the altars, which are tended to by priests who are resplendent in crimson and gold. Services last all night and include bell tolling, chanting, and drumming. Beit al-Ajaib, Zanzibar, Tanzania. One of Zanzibar's most well-known historical sites is the Beit al-Ajaib, popularly referred to as the House of Wonders. The House of Wonders, a World Heritage Site since 2000, is the biggest and tallest building in Stone Town, located near the waterfront. On the site of an earlier palace that was used by Queen Fatuma, who governed Zanzibar in the 17th century, the palace was constructed in 1883 for Sultan Bargash. The Beit al-Ajaib was one of the first structures in East Africa to have an electric elevator and the first structure in Zanzibar to have electric lights installed, which is how the name House of Wonders came to be bestowed on it by locals. The structure served as the political headquarters for the British and Tanzanian governments and withstood assault during an attempted coup in the 1800s. Kolmanskop, Namibia. 9 miles east of the harbor town of Luderitz, which is situated on one of the least welcoming African shores, is the desert settlement of Kolmanskop. During the 1910 diamond boom, Kolmanskop rose to prominence as one of the richest cities in Africa. However, 40 years later, it had been abandoned and was now a deserted ghost town. A railroad employee spotted a shiny stone in Kolmanskop in 1908 and brought it to his employer. Kolmanskop was a minor railroad station at the time. The railroad foreman, a keen mineralogist, had instructed his staff to bring him any unusual stones they came across. The bright stone was a diamond, as it turned out. The finding wasn't kept a secret for long, and in a few years, Kolmanskop rose to prominence as one of the world's richest African towns. With fewer than 400, the town had electricity, opulent stone homes, a casino, a school, a hospital, an ice factory, a theater, a ballroom, a sports hall, a bowling alley, saltwater swimming pool, and more by 1911. However, by the start of World War I, the value of diamonds had plummeted, and in 1928, more lucrative prospecting sites had been found further south. As a result, mining around Kolmanskop ended, the town was abandoned, and the desert reclaimed its lost land by engulfing it in dunes. The Genocide Museum, Kigali, Rwanda. You must comprehend Rwanda's difficult and traumatic past to accept the country as it is today. Over 100 horrifyingly cruel days in 1994, ethnic Tutsis and moderate Hutus were methodically killed by their Hutu neighbors. The Genocide Memorial is undoubtedly the most significant location in Kigali, the country's capital. It was inaugurated in 2004 to mark the 10th anniversary of the genocide and continues to serve as a center for education and a repository for the tragedy's history. The memorial includes a museum and a cemetery with more than 250,000 graves. The memorial tries to explain how the nation's history prepared the ground for the horrifying genocide, what the horrors looked like, and how the nation is currently attempting to come together and rebuild. I was brought to tears by the walls covered in plain, unframed pictures of genocide victims. A memorial garden outside honors the victims interred here. You will most certainly find yourself reflecting quietly here. Robben Island, South Africa. A small island named Robben Island is located not far from Cape Town, South Africa. For roughly 4 centuries, the island served as a detention, exile, and isolation location. Still, it is best known for hosting prominent anti-apartheid figures from South Africa, notably the late Nelson Mandela, who served 18 of his 27-year sentence there. In addition to being a jail since the 17th century, the island has also been a leper colony, a military base, an institution for the crazy, and a quarantine facility. The island was turned into a museum following the end of apartheid. It is difficult to visit the cramped chambers of the prison, which had housed political prisoners during apartheid. In 1999, Robben Island was designated a World Heritage Site. It is an important reminder of South Africa's past and the triumph of the human spirit over hardship, injustice, and suffering. That is all for this video. We will be back soon with another informative video. Don't forget to like and share this video. Until next time!